this is a quite amazing case, really, of life imitating art for Hayley Cartwright, the actor who plays the celebrant, Hazel, in Coronation Street. And during the COVID lockdown, she actually trained to do the job in real life. When I met her yesterday, she told me why she'd decided to go ahead with this and how much she enjoys being a regular on the cobbles.
I love going back into Corrie. I've been playing Hazel the Celebrant for like 5 years now, so I'm classed as a recurring character, series regular recurring character, and I'll appear whenever there's a wedding or a naming ceremony or a funeral or even a vow renewal, anything like that. You will see me pop up and, oh, there she is again. And I love it because I've got lots of friends in the show, so it's just like, you know, it sounds really like a cliche, but it is like working with family, really. It's like going back and you're like, oh, I'm here again, you know.
So this is a real case of life imitating art. So you're playing a celebrant in Coronation Street. How did you become one in real life?
So 10 years ago, roughly, my dad said to me, I think you'd make a really good celebrant. And I think we were discussing some of the services we'd attended, weddings, funerals, over the years, you know. And I remember attending some and I thought, I can tell that person's just sort of going through the motions, and I didn't really feel like they were that, you know, I don't know, they didn't come across as anything other than just reading what they had in front of them. And I thought, and my dad said to me, oh, you'd be really good as a celebrant. And I thought, well, yeah, that would work really well alongside my acting work, because we're very in touch with our emotions, as you know, as actors. It's quite difficult sometimes because we're really in touch with our emotions. We feel everything. So really it lends itself well. And I didn't know how to get into it, so I forgot all about it. And then 5 years ago, 2017, so coming up 6 years ago really, I was casting Corrie as Hazel the Celebrant. And when I first went in there, and after I finished my scenes, my first initial scenes, the idea of being a celebrant in real life popped into my head again. But again, I didn't know how to get into it. I started looking around at training and things like that, but, and I thought, I'm not sure how to approach it. And then I got busy again as an actor, and, and it just kind of went away again. And a year or so later, I was working with the Contact Theatre in Manchester, which you'll know. And I met one of the producers said to me, oh, my mum wants to meet you. And I said, oh, why does your mum want to meet me? And she said, because you play the celebrant in Coronation Street, and she's a celebrant in real life. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I went along and chatted. And she said, oh, I'm Julie. Chat. And I said to her, I told her the story of what my dad suggested about me being a celebrant as well. And she said, oh, well, I can train you. Because she's worked in the industry for like years.
So it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
So you are there, you are performing all kinds of things as a celebrant, weddings, as you say, baby naming and funerals. Yeah. But I want to talk to you about funerals because in many ways you feel that that's probably the most important aspect of what you do.
I say that because I think a funeral service or a memorial service is kind of your last chance, isn't it, to say goodbye to someone. So that's where I come from with that, and I just think it's so important to the person who's left this world, but also to their family and friends who have been left behind. And I just think it's so important to deliver a personal service, and whenever I do any service, it's always completely personal from me. No service is the same as another one. It's totally different. I don't rehash anything, I write it all from scratch.
So tell me about the so-called public health funerals. I mean, what is one of those to start with?
Usually those are for people who I would describe some of them as falling through the cracks in life. And there are many of those, as I'm sure you will know as well. And they don't often have any family or friends. Sometimes they have. I did one which a guy was very well loved by his neighbours, but he didn't have any family. Or sometimes they have family, but they're estranged from their family for various reasons. Something's happened in their life, and they've become estranged, etc. And they don't have any money. And I just think that whether you're really, really poor or you've got loads of money, for me, that's irrelevant. You deserve a really good send-off, and the best send-off that I can possibly give that person. And it's so important because that person is they're another human being.
So you've made it your mission to tell people that funerals for people who don't have, for whatever reason, family and friends, who may be being buried alone, you've made it your mission to tell us about these funerals that are taking place, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just imagine any of us could be in that situation. We don't know what's going to happen in our lives. I don't have children. Maybe I'm going to be on my... You just don't know, do you? And I just think it's so important that everybody has a decent send-off.
Hayley Cartwright there, and you can find Hayley's pages on social media, and she's just doing amazing work, and she really is contributing, isn't she, to society here in Greater Manchester. It's just gone 4:30.